As you know, I got to try out Hogwarts Legacy early to give my first impressions and review the gameplay, but most importantly, share this exclusive footage of Harry Potter becoming an evil wizard. And I'm not sure about you, but I personally thought that the combat in Hogwarts Legacy would be terrible. I mean, it's a wizarding game where you're casting spells. I didn't think it would feel that intense, but boy was I wrong. The combat is actually probably my favorite thing about the game, as we'll talk about in this video. But if you have any other questions about the game, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be creating lots of other short videos and doing my best to answer every single one of them. But today, we're taking a look at a powerful mid-game character. At this point, we are a level 19 wizard, which is around like the midpoint of the game. And to give you an idea, in Hogwarts Legacy, the max level is level 40. So this is like halfway through in terms of power level. But at this point, we already have access to the unforgivable curses. Incredible perks in our skill tree, invisibility, stealth assassinations, and much more. Truly, there are a number of ways we can brutally destroy our foes with dark magic. And if you start combining these spells together, you can create the most incredible combinations. But some of you are probably wondering why I am playing Hogwarts Legacy as Harry Potter. Well, you'll have to watch part 1 of our playthrough linked in the description first to understand that. Because in this episode of Hogwarts Legacy, which has seasons, you can see that it's winter, and we're in the far north region of the map, which is pretty big by the way, but you'll find that there's actually a set path to walk on. It's not like the open world of Skyrim, where you can climb any mountain you see. This is more of a narrative driven game first and foremost. And since we are on a narrative mission path, I cannot actually leave the quest without this warning: return to the battle, soldier. But just so you know, this immersion breaking barrier only exists when you're in one of these narrative driven quests. But we're currently hunting for some poachers, and I'm not going to tell you why or spoil that, but we do get to see some centaurs here and some of the politics of the wizarding world at play.
A centaur. Tread carefully.
An entire castle to roam, yet you choose to wander here.
Please, we don't want any trouble. We're simply passing through.
Do you take us for fools? That we do not notice more and more of your kind around here, in league with the poachers?
We aren't involved with them. If anything, we want to see them stopped.
I hope for your sake that is true. Our kind is swiftly losing patience with the poachers and those they work with.
Now, you couldn't actually get up on that cliff to check the centaur out. I don't know if you'll fight them later.
He was certainly a charmer.
That could have gone worse. Centaurs aren't exactly fans of wizard kind, and the poachers aren't helping matters.
But why would he think that we had anything to do with poachers?
I did notice the poachers talking with a few villagers in Hogsmeade. I'm not sure why. Perhaps that's why the centaurs are suspicious.
Centaurs are suspicious of everything after all, and I was half expecting that giant bird to carry off my 11-year-old companion here.
That's the third time I've seen a Dugbog behave that violently.
It seems that a lot of beasts have been more aggressive than usual lately.
I've noticed that too. It's almost like there's something in the water.
Now, this is the first Dugbog we see. It actually disguises itself as a dead piece of wood before attacking its prey. Naturally, I tried to get a better look at it, but I couldn't. I'm sure we'll hopefully get to fight them later on at some point though. I'm getting massive GTA flashbacks as I need to catch up with the character I'm on a mission with before it fails.
This is odd.
What is it?
Not entirely sure, but look around. If the poachers were here, perhaps we can find out why.
Next though, we investigate the hunter's camp, which is nearby, to figure out where they went. Probably further down the path, right? I mean, there seems to be a lot of goblin metal around as well, which hints at the plot of the main story, which I'm also not going to talk about. But what I find interesting already from what I've played is there's lots of different factions and things going on in the wizarding world at once, and how the different factions and creatures interact with one another is very interesting.
This is goblin metal. Seems out of place in a poacher camp. I should tell Poppy about it.
Anything interesting?
Poachers were here. All sorts of evidence. But I found something else. It's goblin made.
I found goblin armor. Let's keep searching, but carefully. Merlin only knows what's going on here.
And now we get to see Hogwarts in the distance just over there, and considering we're in the far sort of north region of the playable area of the map, you basically have like Hogwarts here, and you have the far north, and then you have as far south. So it's quite a big playable area, but I've obviously not been able to explore it all in the limited time I had on the game. And I also can't show you the map, I'm not allowed to. But the fact we're in the far north and you can see Hogwarts over there, it gives you like an idea of the feeling of size. And obviously you can get on a broomstick and fly around the whole thing, which feels great, by the way. Subscribe for another video on that, because now we got to talk about the stealth section, which is super exciting.
Definitely poachers. No creatures though. So what are they doing out here?
Let's take a closer look.
They won't be happy to see us. Should we use disillusionment, a less discreet approach?
Hard to say from up here. Let's get a better lay of the land.
So you actually have 2 bars of slottable spells on the bottom right here, and we equip our invisibility spell, which is infinite, by the way. It lasts forever, because Hogwarts Legacy and Harry Potter games don't have a magicka system, and screw Harry Potter's invisibility cloak, to be honest. One of the things I do enjoy though about just being stealthy is you can listen to the dialogue of the NPCs and evil wizards just chatting and get a bit of lore about the universe.
Betting on the dragon fights was the best.
So we can sneak up behind this guy here and instantly take him out. He just falls a million miles to his death. Yeah, no, defeat dark wizards. Yeah, he's definitely dead. Okay. Everyone else is looking out over the horizon, which is why they can't see us. Get Rex. I just love how they all just...
eyes off a pretty lass, you can't. Quit flicking fall to pieces.
And then you can get... They just turn to stone and fall off. It's hilarious. And you get an unidentified back item. Unidentified cloak that we need to take back, identify, and then we can actually wear it. Get Rex Sun. So this is where it all kicks off. We take this guy out with one of our combo spells. Absolutely destroy him. I mean, he's turned into dust. And then we pick up this explosive crate, blow up the bridge, which we also need to cross. So I use Reparo on it, instantly gets repaired, and this combination of spells is just so awesome. This is one of my favorite parts, where everything just finally came together and it looks epic. So next we head across the bridge and into the tent, only to realize that Todd Howard has released Skyrim again!
What in Merlin's name?
Are those dragons?
It's a dragon fighting ring. This is Hauntel Hall.
The name makes sense now, and secrecy.
No wonder the poachers were in Hogsmeade so much. Likely taking bets and spreading the word, given how crowded it is here. How could they possibly enjoy this? The Centaurs have every right to be disgusted with wizard kind. There must be more dragons here. The poachers are far too greedy to run a fighting ring with only 2 dragons. We should take advantage of most eyes being in the fight and look around. But be discreet. You especially can't afford to be spotted.
Once within the tent, we get another example of how stealth detection actually works. Because even when invisible, enemies can detect you if they're looking directly at you. You have a few moments to hide again before the question mark fills up, but after it does, they detect you and they can then attack, which is awesome because otherwise stealth would be pretty overpowered, just like I use it in Skyrim. But at least now I can finally relive my dream as a stealthy battle mage, here in Hogwarts Legacy as Harry Potter. So if you guys subscribe and watch my full playthrough of this game, it's going to be more like Lord Harry Potter, the Dark Wizard. Maybe you could think of a better title than Lord Harry Potter. Though it did look like the poacher was guarding a door, it actually turns out he's not, and the only path onwards is downwards into the depths of the arena, where we find 2 goblins to take out. And this is where it gets intense. check out this finishing move, guys.
Have you heard from your family? Has either of your brothers come round to our way of thinking? Will they join us?
Nah, I say we go too far. The violence isn't going to get us what we want. I say, if every last wizard is run through with a blade, then violence is going to get me precisely what I want.
Okay, prepare yourself, make sure the children are out of the room, and check out this finishing move.
One there. Who's that?
Oh god, it's so brutal. You're literally yeeting this poor goblin into the floor again and again and again. It's totally barbaric. I've literally seen less aggressive things playing Call of Duty, and I absolutely love it. Let's do it again. The truth is, these spells feel super aggressive. Like, they feel impactful when you're casting them. And the wind-ups and animations and stuff make the combat feel fluid, and it just feels good.
Did you hear those goblins? Ramrock and the poachers must be working together.
Poppy, something's going on behind you.
What's going on down there? They must have only just captured her. She's putting up quite the fight.
Not a fair one, though. Not with her chained up like that.
Let's even her up, shall we?
I am British, so yes, I am drinking tea.
Look, they've got a dragon egg. Hebridean from the looks of it. Can't leave it here, not with the plans they likely have for it.
Hello, Hamora.
So the unlocking spell leads us into a minigame where you just have to move the coloured lights to the outermost circles that corresponds with their colour, and then you'll unlock the lock. You can also rotate the circles to achieve this. It really does look more complicated than it is, but some of the people were really struggling with this, so maybe I just got lucky on this one.
Alright, I have the egg.
Ready. The element of surprise will only buy us a few seconds.
And then we come to
Let's
the
make it
giant
count.
dragon room where we have this epic sort of boss fight. And immediately, I, Harry Potter, use the unforgivable curse on the nearest enemy. Interestingly, he actually whispers if he's not been detected yet, instead of shouting the spell, and I kind of like that there's a different delivery there. We also get some extra objectives on the bottom right for bonus experience. Now, when an enemy attacks you with a spell, you'll see there's a spider sense trigger that appears above your head. If you react fast enough to this, you can actually deflect an enemy's spell. But I actually didn't know the controls for this in my short play session, which is why I never actually did it. But fortunately, even after you get hit, you also get another chance to do a counter spell, where if you press the right button when prompted, you can dispel someone trying to levitate you. Then BAM! This dark wizard spawns absolutely out of nowhere and then destroys me completely. So, here we go, second attempt, and I go for a more stealthy approach, killing as many enemies as I can before they notice me. And if you guys are enjoying this video so far, please do drop a like on it. I never usually ask, but it really helps push these videos out to other people who maybe aren't sure about buying the game or not yet. Or by all means subscribe and wait for my full review of the game when it finally comes out. But you'll notice as you build up the combos of spells, you build up this little finishing move meter at the bottom. And damn, when you pull off one of these finishing moves, it looks savage. And there's a bunch of different possible finishing moves as well, so you can unlock them then, and then do them as you play.
You're the one we're looking for, and you brought a friend. What's this? Such arrogance. Does Hogwarts teach you nothing?
And it's great to see all the different enemies from goblins, wolves, and other wizards, and they all attack you in different ways from different angles, especially the wolves come from behind you, so the only way you can block their attacks is by reacting to the spider sense. And then obviously to remove the dark wizard shield, we need to use a purple spell. And usually, you know, in these big battles, you have lots of wizards putting up different colored shields, and you'll have to use different spells to get rid of it. But firing objects at people and also full damage seem to be really effective ways at taking enemies out. And now we get to free the dragon.
for the ring at the front of her restraint.
This may have been a bad idea.
I suppose we'll find out.
This way.
That was a Hebridean black.
I'm guessing the egg we have belongs to that dragon.
I don't think she knew they had her egg. She wouldn't have left without it.
What now? She didn't exactly leave us a calling card.
I don't know. Nothing about this day was expected. Not the goblins, and definitely not the fighting ring. The last thing I planned on was a dragon egg. And the poachers saw us, which cannot be good.
So we can ask what we can do with the egg, and I really do hope there's an option to give it to PS1 Hagrid. I mean, perhaps this is where his dragon fetish begins, where it all started. Or I suppose the other option would be just to return the egg to an angry dragon.
Since the dragon we freed flew off, does that mean we get to keep the egg?
I'd much rather we have it than the poachers, at least for now. But I don't think we should keep it indefinitely. It'll be hard hiding something like this from Professor Weasley for long.
Should we expect trouble from the poachers, given the trouble we just caused?
It would be foolish not to expect it. They're not a forgiving lot. I'm sorry to say that you likely have a larger target on your back now because of what we just did.
I love how she says that. Literally, because of what we just did, you have a larger target on your back. I'm a complete scapegoat, apparently.
We aren't helping ourselves standing here. Let's get to safety. We can sort this out later.
You're right. If there's anything the poachers are good at, it's tracking their prey. And right now, we're it.
Now, you probably have loads more questions about Hogwarts Legacy, so just leave them in the comments below, and I'll be releasing lots of videos in the coming days answering your questions. But also, if you've not seen this other video where we talk about exploring Hogwarts, missable side quests, and character creation, I'll link that over here and in the description for you guys to check out, and I'll see you there. Goodbye. Forgot to breathe.